From Denver 7, this is 7 News.
Welcome back, everyone. As we've been talking about, it is going to be an amazing day today and tomorrow. So it may be the time that a lot of us are thinking of heading outside, maybe hitting the lawn, the garden, getting ready for the summer.
Look at that. It's 54 already. And joining us this morning is Chris Willis with the Associated Landscape Contractors of Colorado to help us out with a couple of things that we need to know as we move right into the middle of April, heading towards the all-important Mother's Day. As we were talking last week, that's kind of like the benchmark, the landmark when a lot of people start to do things in the garden. But there are some things that we need to do perhaps beforehand, Chris. What are they?
Yes, good morning. Basically, you know, spring's here. So you can always tell by the bulbs that are popping up everywhere, and it just gets everybody excited. So the first thing people need to do is be aware and go out and look at their garden, do a cleanup, you know, go through, get all the leaves out, see what kind of is growing up. And then another thing is aeration and fertilizing.
Yeah, that's very important. And you have a couple plugs right there, right?
Yes.
Or I think those are plugs.
Yes, they are, and I can kind of show them. This is the difference between this is a tricks of the trade, you know, being professionals. We're members of the Associated Landscape Contractors of Colorado, which means we have a lot of experience in learning the different techniques. Well, this is a plug that was taken from a piece of property that was not watered before aeration, and this is a plug that was taken from a property that was. So little tricks of the trade is we always water before we go out and we do aeration.
Okay.
So you get deeper plugs, which means you aerify the lawn, you get the compaction out of it, and then we always fertilize right afterwards, which is extremely important because the fertilizer gets down into the roots.
But it's great to give it a good soaking before.
And once you fertilize, do you need to re-water then as well?
Yes.
On top of it?
One night, particularly right now, I think would do a very good job. And I brought a fertilizer bag here. This is a professional fertilizer bag that we get as being professional contractors, and it lists the numbers here. 21, 3, and 8. And you want to get a balanced fertilizer. These numbers mean nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium right there. And each one, these are the primary elements. And each one of them provide different types of growth for the grass itself.
Okay.
But one of the big things that we like to do is we like to get slow release fertilizer, which means it has, it's coated, so it releases over time, so you don't get all the big growth at one time.
Gotcha.
So.
And you have a little plumbing there too, and that, of course, is part of an irrigation system. And right now, people should start to think about maybe getting some of the water on their lawn.
Correct. And you know, turning on the sprinkler system is extremely important right now, just to make sure that it's operational. Doesn't mean you necessarily need to water, but the most common mistake is people will turn it on, and then this piece right here, it's called a bonnet and poppet piece. This piece is very vulnerable to environmental conditions. So if we get a little moisture in there, it drops down in temperature at night, this piece will freeze and break, and water will spew everywhere pretty much.
Oh, I've been there, done that. The kids came into the house one time. Daddy, water's like shooting out of the pipe outside the house.
And that's when you made the phone call to the professional.
I got Chris on the line and said, Chris, help.
A little trick to the trade on this is when it gets to be cold at night or in the morning, take a plastic bag and wrap it around it because it keeps the moisture out of it, and that way you won't have a major accident.
That sounds great, Chris. Thank you so much for all the details. And we have even additional details on our website, linking us to Chris's landscape website on thedenverchannel.com. Just click on that big red TV button, and we'll link you to his landscape site.
Chris, thanks very much. It's going to be that kind of weekend. Everybody will be out there.